Greetings, salutations, respect, and love to all my cats and kittens out there in Prog land. I am Scott. You have wandered onto the Prog Corner, man, where the algorithm did you good today, landed you square on the #1 prog rock channel on all of YouTube, and I appreciate your being here. To all my 12,000 plus subscribers, thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. It don't cost you a thing. Hey, I never do that. It feels funny coming out of my mouth begging for some. Don't do that. I changed my mind. Anyway, today, oh boy, last week Andy Edwards decided he was going to try to take a stab at Progarchive's top 10, rearranging them, adding albums to it. You know, that's disrespectful to the thousands of people who have reviewed and ranked albums on that great website. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently. First of all, I'm doing the top 20, and I'm going to rearrange them, but I'm not going to be putting in, albums that I want to be in there, right? This is Progarchive's top 20. It's not mine. So, if it were mine, clearly I would be adding Tales from Topographic Oceans or The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway or A Trick of the Tail, Octopus or Freehand, A Farewell to Kings, absolutely. Zarathustra would make the list, absolutely. Darwin would make my list. Wobbler from Silence to Somewhere. The Neil Morris Band, Similitude of a Dream. Steven Wilson, Hand Cannot Erase would probably get a look-see in the top 20. Transatlantic, Bridge Across Forever, or The Whirlwind. Omadon, Leftoverture. So many great records not in Progarchive's top 20. I can't do anything about that, right? This is their top 20, so we are going to be looking at it, and I'm going to be rearranging it, man. I'm going to be re-ranking it the right way, the way it's supposed to be. So let's start off by looking at Progarchive's top 10, and then we'll look at 11 through 20 real quick. Here we go. The 1 through 10, Progarchives has, of course, Close to the Edge at number 1, Selling England by the Pound at number 2, Thick as a Brick comes in at number 3, In the Court of the Crimson King at number 4, Wish You Were Here at 5, Dark Side of the Moon at 6, Foxtrot at 7, Red at number 8, Animals clocks in at number 9, and Fragile comes in at number 10. And then we look at 11 through 20. We've got 2 straight Van der Graaf Generator albums. You've got God Bluff at number 11, Pawn Hearts at number 12, Nursery Crime comes in at 13, Lark's Tongues and Aspic, yeah, beautiful, comes in at 14, 2 straight Camel albums then. You got Mirage at number 15, Moon Madness at number 16, Per Inimico, the only Italian album in here, only foreign language album in the top 20. PFM at number 18, you got Moving Pictures. At number 19, we've got Hemispheres, and clocking in at number 20 is Relayer. So if you look at Progarchive's top 20, you've got 18 albums from the 70s, right? You've got 1 album from the 60s and 1 album from the 80s. So they're all from 1969 to 1981. They're all English language except for Per Inimico from PFM. So there's definitely an English 70s prog bias in the top 20. There's nothing I can do about that, right? I'm not going to be adding stuff. I am just going to be taking that top 20 and doing it the right way. I'm ranking it correctly for you guys, okay? And here we go. At number 20. This, just rearranging Progarchives. Anyway, at number 20, I'm going with Moon Madness. Oh, yeah, from 1976. The band's 4th album. I love this album. I think it's fantastic. But, out of the 20 albums that were given to me, I probably put this at the bottom. I mean, I'm going to probably have Camel fans coming at me this morning. It's not my fault. It's a great album, but, it's got Lunar Sea on it. What else do you need to know about this wonderful album? Anyway, that's at number 20. At number 19, oh, I know another fan base is going to hate me this morning. It's Van der Graaf Generator and God Bluff. No, I'm going with Pawn Hearts in number 19. My bad. And primarily I prefer God Bluff because the sidelong epic has never really done it for me. I like it. I like Plague of the Lighthouse Keepers, but I don't love it like I love everything else on this album and everything else on God Bluff. This album, if you include theme 1 as part of the album, maybe it gets ranked a little bit higher, but that was only on the American version. 1971. What an incredible album. Paul Whitehead album cover, just fantastic. But hey, that's at number 19. It's not my fault. At number 18, I'm going with Mirage. It is my favorite Camel album. I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a 10 out of 10 record. But we're talking about the 20 greatest prog albums of all time. And it's finding itself at number 18. That hurts a little bit. I love the artwork. I love this album. Free Fall, Super Twister, Lady Fantasy. Oh, man, this whole album is fantastic. So why is it only at number 18? I don't know, man. Anyway, at number 17, the only album from the 80s, Moving Pictures. I got it at number 17. Progarchive has it number 18, so I've got it actually one spot higher. This was right at the tail end of their prog era. So in a lot of ways, 1981 does kind of represent the end of an era. King Crimson just put out Discipline at that time. So things were obviously changing. The 80s were in full force at this point. Rush would go through all kinds of changes. Every prog band would go through a lot of changes after this. Fantastic album. Everybody knows it. You know it. I know it. I love it. That's number 17. At number 16, that's the previously mentioned God Bluff. I just love this album. I think it's perfect. I love everything about it. Progarchive has it at number 11, so I've got it 5 slots lower. I'm sorry, but Undercover Man, Scorched Earth, Arrow, Sleepwalkers, you got 4 tracks on here, and all 4 are amazing. Don't hate me, Vandergraaf Generator fans. I love this band, but, it's hard when you got this much greatness to deal with, right? At number 15, it's the only Italian band, the only Italian album in the top 20. It's Per Nemico by PFM, their second album, 1972. In fact, it was their second album in 1972. Just amazing. This album is so good that when Greg Lake heard it, he knew immediately he needed to sign them onto his Manticore label. Just amazing. If it were up to me, I'd probably have 3 or 4 Italian albums in the top 20, but it's not up to me. It's not my list. I'm just rearranging them. At number 14, this one's going to probably raise the hackles of some people. It's going down 10 spots from Progarchive's ranking, and I have at number 14 in the Court of the Crimson King. Progarchive has it at number 4. I get it, man. It's probably the single most important album in the history of our genre. But I don't even think it's King Crimson's best album. In fact, I think it might be their 3rd or 4th best album. And Moonchild is a big reason why. I love 21st Century Schizoid Man. I love In the Court of the Crimson King. But the stuff in the middle just, isn't quite as good, I don't think. But it's a classic. It's amazing. One of the best album covers of all time. I love this album. I'd give it a 9.9, right? If I had to give it an actual out of 10 score. Okay, that leaves us to number 13. It's our second King Crimson album in the rankings. And we're going with Red. Progarchive has this at number 8, so I'm dropping it 5 spots. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Red. Well, actually, there is. It's called Providence, 8 minutes of noodling that I could have done without. But, a lot of people love that, the improv side of this band. I never did, man. I like them when they're structured. I like them when they're actually doing real songs, that have real structure and whatnot. And the rest of the song, besides Providence, fits that bill perfectly. Starless, Red, Fallen Angel, One More Red Nightmare. You know it. It's amazing. 1974. Fantastic. At number 12. Another one people probably aren't going to like. This one I dropped 10 points also. It was number 2 on Progarchive. I've got it at number 12, and I'm going with Selling England by the Pound. Andy talked about this album a little bit, and he's like, where's the Watcher of the Skies, right? Where's Can Utility and the Coastliners? There's not as much stuff here that, I was talking to my older brother about this record, and he's like, I was putting together a Best of Genesis CD, and I really couldn't find anything I wanted to put from this album on there, and I kind of get that. Cinema Show is a great track. Fifth of Firth the Fifth, whatever it's called. That's a great track, but I don't think they're as good as, Supper's Ready or anything off of The Lamb. But that's just me. Maybe because I'm an American, I gravitate more towards the crazy, gritty New York streets of The Lamb versus the pastoral feels of, rustic and rural UK. I don't know, but I've got it at number 12. Okay, oh yeah, number 11. It's another Genesis album, and I'm going with Nursery Crime. Progarchives had this at number 13, so I'm bumping it 2 spots. This is the first one with Phil Collins, the first one with Steve Hackett, and this is the first one that is just great all the way through. Although Trespass is a really, really nice album. Come on. Don't give me that malarkey that's it's as good as Nursery Crime or Foxtrot. That's ridiculous, actually. Anybody that says that clearly isn't a real Genesis fan, because, come on, no Hackett, no Collins. It can't be as good. I love Nursery Crime. The folk influences are still there with the chimey 12 strings and stuff. Just a fantastic album. Love it to death. And now we're into the top 10. At number 10, moving up 10 points. It was number 20 for Progarchives. I got it at number 10, and it's Relayer, the one and only album with Patrick Moraz in the band. Kind of the dark cousin of Close to the Edge, where these themes are just a little heavier and darker, and, the whole Tolstoy War and Peace stuff. Just an amazing album, and possibly Roger Dean's greatest artwork right here, Relayer, at number 10. At number 9, I know some people aren't going to like this one. Yeah, Progarchives had it at number 6. I've got it at number 9. It's The Dark Side of the Moon from 1973. Do we really need to talk about this album at all? Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. It's a classic for a reason. It's just dynamite. I don't have not one bad thing to say about this album, except that there's 2 Pink Floyd albums that I like better. That's the only thing wrong with this album. Absolutely. At number 8, this one went up quite a bit. This one went up 11 spots. Progarchives had this at number 19. I got it at number 8, and it's Hemispheres. Oh, yeah, I would have preferred it if Farewell to Kings had been in the top 20, because that's my personal favorite Rush album. But I'll take Hemispheres any day, man. It's fantastic. I absolutely adore this album. You couldn't do a better job following up a Farewell to Kings than with this prog rock masterpiece from 1978. I absolutely adore it. Wow, what a great band at the absolute peak of their prowess right here. Hemispheres. I love it at number 7. Oh, yeah. I'm going with Animals from 1977. I'm bumping it up 2 spots. Progarchives has it at number 9. I'm bumping it to number 7. It is probably... I really don't know, man. I love this and Wish You Were Here equally. I really, really do. It depends on the day. Apparently today I'm putting Wish You Were Here ahead of it. Because I got Animals at number 7, and I honestly don't know why. It really does depend. I love them both so much, it's not even funny. Oh yeah, Animals, just incredible at number 7. At number 6, moving up 4 spots from its Progarchives ranking, I got Fragile. Oh yeah, the incredible 4th album from Yes, my favorite band of all time. This is the album where it all came together. Wakey's in the band now. Steve Howe had been in the band for about a year. Bruford's still in the band. This was obviously the best lineup Yes ever had. They only did 2 albums with this lineup, but oh man, when they're as good as this one and its successor, forget about it. And I don't want to hear about, those short pieces make it worse. No, they don't. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. That's what makes Fragile so great, you dummies. Anyway, at number 5, the exact same score Progarchives gave it. It is Wish You Were Here. I know I'm on record as saying Animals is my favorite Pink Floyd album, but today I'm just in the mood for this. It's just hitting me all kinds of right today. I was listening to Shine On You Crazy Diamond on the way to work, and I'm like... It really doesn't get a whole lot better than that, does it, boys and girls? Such an amazing album. The artwork, the story behind it. Best album in 1975 by far. Just incredible. Oh, yeah, and here we go at number 4. Number 4. It is My Avatar. It is Lark's Tongues and Aspic. Number 14. According to Prog Archives, I'm bumping it up 10 spots, man. I got it at number 4. It is my favorite King Crimson album. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. It is absolutely perfect. It's everything King Crimson wanted to be when they grew up, right here, all in one little bundle. Yeah, the next 2 albums are really sweet too, and Discipline was great, and the 4 that came before it were great. But this is my baby right here. Larks, Tongues, and Aspic. This is the one that got me to be a stark raving mad King Crimson fan, and that artwork is just so great. I absolutely love it at number 3. Yes, indeed. That's its position on Prog Archives. They also have it at number 3. It's thick as a brick, man. One of the greatest albums ever recorded, period, full stop. There's nothing bad I can say about this album. It's absolutely perfect. I love the concept. I love the artwork. I love the parody, the satire that Ian Anderson's giving you. This guy was thinking, 2 steps ahead of everybody else. And this album right here, man, oh man, oh man, absolute Prog perfection. Yeah, I know he was kind of making fun of Prog and whatnot, but he stuck the landing, man. It was just so amazing. And the last 90 seconds of this album, best 90 seconds of music I've ever heard. The build up with the D. Palmer's orchestra just coming at you. And oh my goodness. And then Ian Anderson ends it up with that little laugh and stuff. Oh, so good, so good. At number 2, boys and girls. Oh yeah. This one here is number 7. According to Prog Archives, I've got it at number 2. And you know why. Any album that's got Suppers Ready on it is going to be in my top 2 or 3 albums, absolutely. But, you throw some other good tracks on side 1 in there for good measure, and you've got one of the greatest albums ever recorded. Sonically very similar to Nursery Crime, but the drums are better recorded. The bass is a little bit more controlled. So it's just sonically sounding better, and the songs are better, and the artwork's cool. Oh man, Foxtrot's amazing. I just love it. You know it. You love it. And at number 1, the one thing I can say about Prog Archives Top 20 is they did not mess up number 1. They got number 1 right. Even though Tales is my favorite album of all time, I certainly understand why Close to the Edge is considered to be the ultimate masterpiece in the history of prog rock. My personal feelings aside, maybe I have Fragile, maybe slightly ahead of it. I don't know. Tales, I've got ahead of it, but, we're splitting hairs here. If I'm just being really, really honest, just, no subjectivity here, just trying to be as objective as possible. This is the best album ever recorded. It really is. There's not a single note I would change. There's nothing on here I would change. I love the sparse artwork with the Umbro effect going on, and you got to open up the gatefold to get the goodies. That's fun. The bubble logo, the first time we were seeing that. Just so amazing. You've even got Eddie Offord on here as a 6th member of the band. Why not? He was so important to the overall sound of the band. But anyway, boys and girls, that is me fixing Prog Archives Top 20. Doing it the right way. Not cheating like Andy Edwards. Anyway, boys and girls, last week I did an episode where I talked about my favorite things, my 10 favorite things, the 10 best things in this world. And a lot of creators kind of liked that idea and ran with it. So, one guy in particular, Pete Pardo over there on Sea of Tranquility, decided to do his favorite things. And then he did the flip side. He did his 10 least favorite things. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm doing my 10 least favorite things tomorrow. And then Wednesday, who knows, maybe we'll go back and take a look at my vinyl a little bit. That was fun last week. We did the H's and the I's. So maybe we'll do the J's and the K's on Wednesday. We'll see. Anyway, guys, this Sunday on the Sunday Prog stream, it's going to be a good one, man. I'm telling you. Me, Cody, Wayne. I think we might even have Harold. The Dutch Nightmare, Harold the Barrel might be coming back. Oh, man, it's going to be good as we're talking about 4 albums from 1971. Yeah, and we're going to rank them. We're going to, discuss them. You know which 4 albums. Think about it, man. 4 albums from 1971. Which 4 are you picking? Obviously, it's going to be Fragile. It's going to be Tarkus. It's going to be Aqualung. And it's going to be, I don't know. What's the 4th one going to be, guys? You tell me in the comments. You know what it is. Anyway, that's Sunday. And then December 10th, Tuesday. Mark your calendar. You know you're going to watch the episode. You know you're probably going to watch it like 3 or 4 times. It is the wrap up the top 25 prog rock albums of 2024. That's December 10th. I'm really, really excited about that. Anyway, boys and girls, I love you. Peace in the Middle East. Free the Ukraine. Free Tibet. Free Willie. Free your mind. Free everything. Free beer. And that's probably the best way to go. And God save King Chucky III. Save that boy. Bring that boy to America where we can lay our hands on him. We can do spells and incantations. We're going to make that boy all better. Yes, we will. And then at the end of the day, Billy Bob's going to, hey, Billy Bob, what you got for me over there? He's got snakes. Oh, no. We're going to dance with snakes. And King Charles, oh, no. King Chucky's going to dance with snakes, too. He's got a couple snakes over there in Buckingham Palace. Oh, it's going to bite me. Don't bite me. I'm the king. Oh, yeah, I got power over you, dominion over you. Absolutely. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.